Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Today's video, we're finally going to be working on another Z. Sad that it's not my own, but we got a Z. This is the one Z that I had been talking about. This thing is the one that's going to be needing that maintenance work done. And as you guys could probably hear from the little clip before this, that it's running like dookie. So we're gonna have to figure out what the heck is wrong, why it's running the way it's running. It smells super rich, so maybe coil's not working or an injector stuck open or something's up, but we're gonna figure it out before we start digging into the work that we're gonna be doing. So recap on what we're gonna be doing on this is the wiring harness is gonna get done. So if it ends up having a problem with the harness, then that'll, with how it's running, then we'll be taking care of that with the harness, valve cover gaskets, and rear main seal. I think that's it. So I'm sure we'll end up finding some other things here and there, but as I go on and fixing it, if I find other issues, then I won't be letting them know so that we can take care of it. And I'm usually not a fan of 2+2s. This looks pretty nice. I don't really like the whole lowered thing anymore. I enjoy being able to drive my car wherever I want, and this thing barely made it up my driveway. It was starting to get stuck. The bumper almost came off too when he was driving it up my driveway. So looks nice, but for practicality, I would probably raise it up a little bit. But to each their own. Everybody likes their own thing. So all right, guys, so I was gonna go about checking the injectors first, but there's just one thing that always happens with these cars with the wiring harness, which is one of the reasons why I'm gonna be replacing the wiring harness. The connectors from years of heat cycles, they break, and some of these were barely, see this one, they barely stay on. You just barely touch them, and and they pop off. So I'm almost 100% sure that that's going to be the issue with this car, that these connectors are all coming off without any issue. So what I'm going to do real quick is make sure that all those connectors are pushed in all the way, and start up the car and see how it runs. And I'm pretty sure it's going to run a hell of a lot better after that. Okay, we got those plugged in now. We just got to start it up. Well, that sounds a hell of a lot better. It sounds like it might have a little miss, but if it was running with the coils not connected, then it's gonna probably have to burn off whatever fuel was in the cylinders. That's more than likely not it, but it might just be the exhaust, the way it sounds, because it's not misfiring when I rev it. Yeah, it revs up fine, so we're just gonna have to let it run for a second. Go outside and see how it's doing. We got a bit of a tick. Maybe it's low on oil. I didn't even check the oil. But it seems to be running pretty smooth now. Minus the tick. But yeah, I should probably turn this off real quick and check the oil. so I ended up putting it outside because it's starting to stink up the garage pretty bad with the exhaust. So just gonna let it run out here for a little while, and then once it's warmed up, then I'm gonna probably turn it around. That way it's pointing the other way in the garage. Well, guys, that was pretty easy. If any of you guys have that problem where you have misfires, just make sure you go back and make sure that all the connectors are plugged in properly, because the older these cars get, the more brittle the connectors get, and they'll fall apart and pop off just like it did for this one. I turned it around. One thing I forgot I was going to do was I wanted to pressure wash the engine bay, because that thing is filthy, like filthy, really, really filthy. So I want to pressure wash it just a little bit before I start working on it. And I'm probably going to do that tomorrow because it's already late. So tomorrow morning, we're probably going to get started on cleaning this, and then jack it up and start working on it. So guys, in the next video, I'm going to be starting with working on everything else, probably the wiring harness or the rear main seal, whichever it may be, but I'm going to start tearing this apart in another video. That way I can concentrate just on that. One thing that I wasn't really going to show, this engine, I've been tearing this one down. I'm going to be rebuilding this. All this one needs is rings, and luckily all the bearings on this one weren't in too bad condition. But yeah, this one just needs some rings. I don't remember which one it is. There was a few of them that were okay, and then there were some that where the rings got stuck to the piston. This one, I don't even remember which one it is anymore. But they had a lot of this oil carbon crap on them, and yeah, whichever ones they work, I think I already messed with them and the rings popped out. But those are the ones that had low compression, and yeah, it was just the rings. So I'm gonna be honing these cylinders, replacing the rings, possibly bearings. But yeah, this is just gonna be another extra engine that we're gonna have. Anyways, who knows when I'm gonna put this back together. This is just like here and there whenever I have time. This is the main concern right now, this and whatever else comes in. But hopefully as soon as this is done, then I'll be, all in on this one. Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed, and we'll see you on the next one. Peace.